Hello, Yash. Can you hear me right?
Mm,
Okay,
yeah.
so today we are going to talk about dystopian technology and social dilemma. So I went and did some research on what dystopian technology is. So it is something like the negative side or bad side of new technology, and it brings negative effects towards people who use like new technology like social media. Social media has been like a new technology that we have been using for like in our everyday lives. So, do you think that we're living in a dystopian world?
Hi. I actually think that we are living in a dystopian world, as most of the things we do nowadays involves technology. Like most of the things also involve social media, like you mentioned. And not to forget that we actually think that technology is giving us unlimited freedom. But the more the freedom has been given to us, the more data they are accessing towards us. That means they get the more opportunity to access our data, our personal details there. And most of them think like, when you install apps, when you install the softwares where you can block search history, deleted history, or all your personal details. Um, the technology is somehow advanced right now that they still can access towards our details, personal details. So the more the advanced the technology it gets, the more, like I say, they get the access to get into our details. So from that, I would say that we are still living in the we are living in the dystopian world actually.
Yeah, exactly. Like a lot of people think or have the perspective like social media brings convenience to them. Yes, it does, but we were not told like a lot of what is behind all these conveniences. Like you remember, like we watched the movie, the Social Dilemma documentary. This person, Tristan Harris, like shared a lot on how social media is watching our every single move we do, or in other words, controlling us. So every advertisement or post that we see on social media is actually set to be like set to our preferences, and we don't get to choose the content that we see. So a good example that I found is like when I like do TikTok, I only see cooking videos because the time I stay on the video is being recorded by TikTok. So another example, if I spend more time on like watching handsome guys video, six pack and stuff, they will show more videos of handsome guys when I keep scrolling through because they know the exact time I'm using watching those videos. So like, Instagram works the same. Instagram, like if I go on Shopee to buy clothes, it will relate back to Instagram's advertisement and show the clothes that I buy on Shopee. So it's really kind of scary if you really go deep into what social media has been doing to us. So I have a doubt here, like, is it possible to cure like dystopian technology, or is there another way to solve it?
Exactly like what you said. They are watching us like every move. Not only social media, even technology. I think there was once I haven't even go and search. I was actually talking to someone about it. Then when I opened my Instagram, it was on there.
Yes,
I
yes.
was like, oh my god, because I have seen movies, where they actually phones can actually detect what we are saying. When it really happened, it was really scary. And also, not only that, in TikTok, when I go 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, it's more of like the goose videos, more depressive
What?
videos. I'll be like, hello, I'm not depressive here. And then when I go daytime, it's like I'm totally on another person's profile. It's like I'm using another user's account like that. It's more of like happy dance, all these yoga videos are there. Excuse me, I don't do all of this. And then on my Instagram,
Mm-hmm,
it's it is all saris. It is all it's specifically it comes on continuously. So it's
mm-hmm.
like really scary that like not only social, when you try to avoid social media, but then technology is the technology, like the devices we are having around us, is still watching us. So I would say is that there is no way of solving this problem, because each time a new product or a new device is being released, it is coming better off than the previous one. So when it's better off, that means it's getting more deeper and deeper to get into our data, personal data. Like you see nowadays, a lot of things they are most of the websites they are asking for cookies settings already. Previously they didn't have all that, but now it is. Now technology, you see, like a lot of things you need to, like you need to key in your details already. Most of the places. So I would say that we would, and the people would not uh, understand that, like the technology is actually watching us. So yeah.
Yeah, like there is no personal space on social media. I would say it's all already like out there for them to see. So that is why like what people think now, because like most people don't know the dark side of technology. They'll only know if they read articles or talks by professionals. So continuing like for the topic that we're talking about, what do you think about social dilemma?
Hmm. According to me, right, I would say like social dilemma is like a conflict between our own interests and the collective interest. To be more in detail, I would say like sometimes certain decisions we take are more of selfish. We don't think how it will affect the other person or what is the outcome or the consequences of it. So you see, like for example, like China, when the COVID-19 outbreak came out, they actually didn't tell. They didn't even most the doctors who tried, to come uh, on social media to tell they were being, they just go disappeared. I don't know where they just went disappeared. Like they were very selfish because I'm not sure how why, but from my point of view, I feel like they didn't want to lose their economic level, their economy reputation among the other countries, because you see, like most of the things is China made, like a lot of things,
Mhm.
and a lot of even when you see Shopee, a lot of things, the main root of it is China. So if they were to announce that my country has this virus, it's airborne and all this, it will scare people away, and people will like whoever in the country will start going out of the country as well. But when everyone find out about it, it was too late. It was out of hands already. So it has affected a lot of countries because of their one selfish reason. It has caused a huge, how to say, a huge problem to other countries. Like they should have told it earlier. If they only told it earlier, or actually anyone's come out and tell it, then we would have like solved the problem. But then it's really heartbreaking to know because of their one selfish reason we are still suffering here in this situation with no permanent cure. So yeah.
Yeah, I heard that it's really heartbreaking to know that all this stuff, because of their selfishness, a lot of people are like dying and suffering from all this situation. So, relating to your case, which is also about COVID, is about the vaccination situation. So, I think we can relate this to social dilemma because it's a conflict between individuals and collective interests, right? So, I divide it into like individualism and collectivism because it relates back to polarization as well. So the vaccination issue was divided like into two categories, which are the ones who accept the vaccine and the one who reject the vaccine. So the ones that accept are the collectivists, and the one who reject are mostly like individualists. So when the vaccine first came out, like countries like the US, uh, people reject the vaccine because they think that they have the freedom to human rights, because the vaccine then was told like it was a must to take because it helps to fight COVID. But people think that it's against human rights because they took the freedom from them and they couldn't choose it for themselves, and the government forced it onto them. So another thing maybe because of the side effects, because in the future, because the vaccine was not really stable when it first came out, so people were dying from the vaccine, and that was concerning people as well lah. So from the collectivist side, right, like they were more aware of their community or their family members because they know that if they don't take the vaccine, it will harm their family members and put them in danger. Like countries like China, right, they did a great job in controlling the COVID cases. They took really good protection measures until their like COVID cases dropped until zero. So I saw an article that says like individualistic countries have a higher rate of COVID cases compared to collectivist countries. Like for me, I think it's because of the cultural background that make people have different mindsets of the vaccine. Like individualistic countries have freedom of expression to speak up, and they have the freedom to do that. But the collectivist countries don't really have that kind of right or chance to raise their opinions. They only can listen to their leaders. Like so Yash, what do you think like we can do to get people vaccinated? Like following the current issue now, because a lot of people are getting vaccinated. What do you think is the main reason people take the vaccine now?
Yeah, that's the point. Like a lot of people suddenly, are taking the vaccine is because I would say because the government, decided to open the borders. First, before opening the borders, they said you guys can go for vacation among your state, right? So, like for me, I have a lot of places in my state that I can go right now. Even in Kuantan, it's just 20-30 minutes from my house. A lot of beaches are there, a lot of, like vacation areas. You don't have to go to a place. A lot of hotels here are being built, to just relax. And also I have Cameron, I have Genting Highlands. So yeah, I can go. So these are the places, like will make you like, oh, I want to go. I want to get out of the house. Just like you say, individualistic and collectivistic. But right now, everyone is individualistic.
Yeah.
Yes or not? Everyone is being selfish right now. All they think is, okay, I'm too long in the house. I cannot do this. Okay, but actually, they are fine. They are fine. They will just think that okay, I cannot stay in the house. So they will stay. They will start going out. You can go out, no problem. But if you are going to follow the SOPs, then yeah, can no problem. But then like I saw a few videos from TikTok where this waterfall was filled with people,
Yes,
crowded. So
yes.
like that all, then yes. And people don't understand that even though you're vaccinated, you still can get COVID. It's just that maybe like the government said, the symptoms won't be as aggressive
Mhm.
as how it was before this. But how sure it all depends on the body. Like maybe my body immune system is really low, that the vaccine is not supporting. I can get a serious, or anyone can get it. It doesn't. We cannot say that okay, I'm vaccinated 14 days at home. Now I'm done with my 14 days. I am strong body. You cannot say like that.
Yeah.
But then from I think from the government side, right? They want everyone to get vaccinated. That is why they have like allow people to go vacation. Okay, but then they have to come up with certain rules where like few days ago I went out to the mall. I just followed my mom. So basically I cannot go inside the mall because I'm haven't completed my 14 days of vaccine after 2 doses. So but then my question is, I am vaccinated. Okay, I'm 21, I'm vaccinated, and what about those kids? They're not even vaccinated. They are not even eligible to be vaccinated. And they are roaming around without mask.
Um,
So I feel like, uh, the rules that the government came out with, okay, to be not so selfish on just getting the people getting vaccinated, they should have thought from both the angles. Like, okay, to get people get vaccinated and also stop COVID from spreading as well. They should have said, okay, only adults Okay, only adults are allowed to, step out, dine in, to go out and all this stuffs. Like whatever they need to do, they can do, or go work, and another part is like, uh, some parents, they can bring their kids for vacation, but they cannot send school. That's not fair. So right. So if you go school only, you'll get COVID. Is it? If you go vacation, you won't get COVID. Is it? It's the same, right? So it's better to keep the kids at home for now, and also the government has to, like, enforce that law, like enforce that part where saying that, kids who are not vaccinated, I think below 12 are not vaccinated, right? So they all shouldn't step out of the house for time being, because the cases are still high. Like you see, the cases are still at 10,000. It's not like 1,000, or 10 cases now. Okay, so they should maybe try and solve the problem, and to get people vaccinated also, they should probably, like, come up with certain freedom with rules. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, you are right. Like because you see, if they let children out, they children don't listen to their parents, especially they just go roaming around, touching the floor, touching everything, so dirty and stuff. But it's hard to control them from going out because since it's a family, right? Children must follow their parents as well. So it's really hard. Maybe schools because their parents are not with them. So maybe like they think if they go to school they touch other people, they get COVID easily or something. Not their mindset, right? So yeah, so hopefully the COVID cases will settle down and stuff because it has really affected our life for the past 2 years. And like I said, so everything has its good and bad side lah, to be honest. Can say like social media is not good at all because social media brought quarantine individuals together with their families, and then they track COVID cases by social media as well. Like, and then one more important thing for us is like the food. Like Food Panda, Grab Food has brought like food to people like that quarantine or cannot go out. So yeah, social media is useful sometimes. So yeah, we had a great it's a great discussion though. Yeah, it's interesting to see different views. Yeah.
Thank you for your point of view as well. I've actually learned a lot of things from your point of sight. Maybe I wouldn't agree, but it doesn't matter. At least I am getting some knowledge. So let's hope that things gets back to normal, like we go back to our normal lifestyle soon,
Yes.
and
Hope
COVID
to see you at
cases.
campus too.
Yeah, can so we can read down, because we only spent like 2 months. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think we shouldn't waste
Okay.
our time sitting at home. But then we also hope that the government is taking um,
The right
better
actions.
action. Yeah, the proper actions, and also the people has to follow SOPs. Even though COVID cases goes down, it
Yep.
might occur anytime, and it
Yep.
can affect a big group of people. So maybe the SOPs should be followed.
Yep. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.